Hey guys, good morning. This is Srini Dati from Dati Cryptos from sunny California. It's about 7:30 in the Pacific time. Um, so the sun, as you can see, is coming out of the clouds. A little sunny day, and let's see where the cryptos are. So as you may have already seen what's going on with Bitcoin. Bitcoin has been having a minor correction. So it's come down to I think as low as 6,700. Sorry, 7,670, and it's around the 7,800 when I checked a few seconds back. We'll go live, and let's see why it's happening. So last night, and I'll cover this in quick details, showing some screenshots. But let me explain what I think is going on. So overnight, seems like it is day two for Asian markets after the Bitcoin fork happened. Since the fork didn't happen, as you know, Bitcoin uh, 2x, which was called this Bitcoin Classic, was trading around $1,000 in futures. So from a Bitcoin pricing standpoint, that 1,000 was factored into the coin at that time, like as of the 8th and 9th. So when it touched 7,800, the $1,000 of Bitcoin 2x from the futures was already factored into it. So when the 2x was called off, my thought was that Bitcoin would have uh, corrected itself to 6,800 because of the $1,000, but someone would have gained the $1,000, one of the altcoins. And since 2x was not happening, there was a push for Bitcoin Cash, especially from the Korean market. Korean's number one coin is Bitcoin Cash, okay, BCH, and I think that's kind of what happened. If you look at my prior videos, Bitcoin Cash moved up from $300 around to 600 when the fork was announced, and last night when we were all sleeping in the US, early morning around 4 o'clock, Bitcoin Cash went up all the way to 850. It's trading around 830, so roughly about 30-35% increase, and Bitcoin saw that pullback of another $500 from 7,273 last night to about 6.8 right now. So this was kind of expected because we thought when the fork will happen, the forked coin would have been trading around that 1,900, 800, 900, or close to 1,000. Instead, Bitcoin Cash and BTG, Bitcoin Gold, it's also going up a little bit. So between the Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold, they took all the, I would say, proceeds of what would have been Bitcoin Cash, and the holders of Bitcoin would have got that. Instead, it went to Bitcoin Cash and Bitcoin Gold. Okay, it's kind of probably not the way most of the Bitcoin holders expected this to play out. But I think that's what happens when we have some political players in the Bitcoin with some strong, I would say, uh, backings to certain coins. Like Bitcoin Cash, especially, it has pretty big backing, especially in Korea, and a few of the community members that it took the hit on that. Okay, so let's quickly look at the um, again, these are not any financial advice. I'm just sharing my insights on what I'm seeing in the marketplace. You make your own judgment, uh, and let's go from there. So let's look at what's happening to the market. So as most of you know, my webpage, daddycryptos.com. Uh, I have done some updates in the morning, an hour back or so. So the 2 hours back. So as I was mentioning, at that point of time, 2 hours back, it was 775, up 20, 23, 24%. And that time, Bitcoin was around 600 and 6848. Okay, sorry, earlier on I said 76. I take it back. these numbers. I mean, the way it's changing, it's hard to keep track of these numbers. So 6848, and then Bitcoin Cash, as you can see, BCH. It's available only in a few exchanges. In the American exchange, it's available in, let me think. I'm not aware of any American exchanges. I know it's available in Kraken and I think Poloniex. So if you are a Coinbase or GDX, your best bet is to stay in Bitcoin, because Ethereum is also lower, and so is Litecoin. So just stay put wherever you are if you're in Coinbase and GDX. But if you have accounts in exchanges where BCH or ETC, I'll show you the second one that was up live. It was ETC and BTG. So these three were in the positive when I last looked. So this tells us the story. This is the graph of Bitcoin Cash. As you can see, in the last 24 hours, it jumped from 300 all the way to 800, and Bitcoin has come down from 7.6 to now 6.8. Okay, that's kind of what this picture tells the story of what happened overnight. Okay, overnight Bitcoin was around 7.2, 7.273, and same time this guy was around 500, 600, and then it jumped to 800. Okay, Bitcoin Cash. So this was a snapshot of where the GDX and Coinbase coins are. Bitcoin was 6.8, 314 Ether and 62. I think they are a lot lower right now, especially Ether and Litecoin. Okay, these are the market caps. This is the Korean market. So you can see in Korea, BCH is number one. It's gone up 35%. Koreans just love BCH for whatever reason, and then they like Litecoin. Bitcoin they allow, but it seems like their love for Bitcoin Cash is higher than Bitcoin right now. Okay, so let's look at the prices real quick. So Bitcoin has come up. It's good to see it. It come up slightly, as you can see. I'm in the 5-minute candle. It tells you the story from last night. 7172 came down all the way to 6747. This was the lowest. Seems like there's some support there, and has been trending back up to right now close to 6850. It is a positive trend, as you can see. I'm sure it will come back. I'm thinking closer to this level, probably by end of day. But that means that either Bitcoin Cash has to come down or gold. One of them has to come down, because I think the funds are just getting moved from one coin to the other. It went from Bitcoin to Bitcoin Cash, and if Bitcoin is coming up, either new funds need to come up, because there are a lot of new users in Coinbase and GDX. This is a very good. Seems like this is a good price to enter right now if you're new to Bitcoin, because it's down $1,000 from 3 days back. Okay, let's look at Litecoin, and like I said, Ethereum is a lot lower, good prices. Ethereum from 325 came down $20, which is significant for Ethereum, 6%. So Ethereum is the one which is taking bigger hit. Then and Litecoin also came down from 66 around. It was at 65, 66, came down to 60. So it seems like 60 is the sweet spot for Litecoin, and that's where it is. And like we know, Ethereum sweet spot was around the 300s, and that's where it's trending down to. And Bitcoin, I'm thinking it'll stabilize around the 7,000, 7,100 between this and this, probably in the next few hours or so. I don't see it going down as much more, because as you can see, there's good support levels here. So that means Bitcoin Cash needs to come down back. Let's look at Dash was doing good earlier when I was checking Dash. Dash didn't fall down as much. It is actually up still at 4%. So let's look at BCH real quick. Bitcoin Cash, so you know what I'm referring to here. From what I've seen, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin Gold, Dash, and ETC have been the ones that have been in the positive. Okay, So it is 0.012 of Bitcoin, which has gone up uh, from where it was in the morning. So it is right now around this 0.12 of Bitcoin. Okay. So that's where things are. And I need to rush. Okay. Go on the road. Need to get back to work. Uh, uh, okay. So if there's any other major news, maybe in the evening when I find some time, I will do one more video and talk to you guys. If not, we'll see you. So if you're in Coinbase GDX, I would say don't panic and sell. Again, not a financial advice. You do what you think is best. But if it were for me, I wouldn't do any trades right now. Just hold. Okay, wherever you are, just hold because it is at the lowest and it doesn't make sense to sell when they're low. Okay, and if you have accounts, like I said, in all other alternative exchanges where cash or Bitcoin Cash or Bitcoin Gold or ETC or Dash is traded, go ahead and look at the price trending and see if that is something you want to look at. Okay, see you and have a nice rest of your day. Bye.